Hello, welcome to my studio. I'm Julie Torrens. We're going to be working on journaling by fives. So we're going to just do the prep because we're going to be working fast. So we want the prep done. It'll make the experience so much better. So I picked up 2 composition books from the Dollar Tree. So they were $1.25 each. You only need one, but I just wanted to show you a couple things. They both have 100 sheets, 200 pages. So that means there's 100 pieces of paper. And then when they say 200, that's 1, 2, 3. But what we care about is the sheets, because when we're done, we want about 20 sheets when we're done, and you'll see how we're going to get there. But you can see they come in different styles, and I'm just picking one. It doesn't really matter which one. I also plan to do another one. I plan to do it twice. I love it so much. I hope you can tell I'm excited. Okay, so when you pick this up, I saw these at Walgreens, which is a drugstore, and it was like $3, $4. So it's not necessary to spend that kind of money. Just if you can get one inexpensively, they are out there. Okay, so we need 20 sheets. And we're going to be doing a lot of work on these for what this paper is. So what do I have? I've got my book, I've got some glue scrapers, and then bring your adhesive of choice. Now I'm going to be using some tacky glue. And I buy it small like this because if I buy bigger, it tends to get thicker and thicker. And yes, you can water it down, but it never seems to be the right time to water it down. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to add water to a PVA glue, which is a polyvinyl adhesive, it needs to set. You can't shake it enough to get that all incorporated. It needs to set for a while. So I just like the smaller ones, even though ounce per ounce, I'm probably paying a few cents more. It's not that much. I recommend if you're gonna buy a PVA glue that's thick like tacky glue, you're gonna need, to me, a smaller bottle is just handier. Plus then, by the time this is empty, this has been gooped up sufficiently that, you're ready to get rid of it. Okay, now, why am I not using glue stick? Just because I don't want to use up that much glue stick. But you can use glue stick. The good thing about glue stick is that it dries fast. First page, I ignore. It's just a nice cover page. So now this page will be the first page I'm doing art on. Turn it. This page I'm pulling out. They do pull out easy. Now this page, I'm going to glue to this page. So do you see what I did? The tearing part is in the middle. So I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to work the glue as smooth as I can. I have arthritic hands and they're not strong. So just because I'm using 2 hands, it doesn't mean you'll have to. And then I'm going to take a glue spreader. And these are just these cardy things that I get in the mail, trying to get me to get their credit cards or join their auto insurance or whatever they want. And I can see this didn't spread far enough. So I'm going to do it again. And even this glue could use some water. And I know the last time I used it. Now, not for every application, but for this, it could use some water. But this will be good enough. I promise. Now, when you glue these 2 pages together, here's the hint. Bring this cover back down so that this page is over and actually covers the page below. Do you understand what I mean? If you leave it this way, wide open, then over on this edge, it's not complete. Now this is a dry one. This one I don't have any glue on, and I'm just gonna smear it. Now, is this perfect? No. Does it need to be? No. Honestly, if I put much more glue on it, I will end up with even more wrinkles and bumps. I don't mind wrinkles and bumps, but with every stage, we'll be adding a little bit more wrinkles and bumps. So, you know, I'm just trying at the beginning to not have too many, but it's not pivotal. Okay, turn the page. So now, take this page, leave it alone. Take this page, tear it out. And I'm not throwing these away. These make good writing spaces. And now this one I'm going to glue. They make good writing spaces when I'm making journals and I want to have a card for journaling or a space for journaling. I can glue in a writing space. All right, let's see if we can do anything with this. Taking my gluey one, spreading. I am getting a little more of coverage than I did the first time. And I have glue on here, so I'm going to try to get it up towards the seam. I'm all over the place with this, huh? That's okay. Now, again, try to remember, close this book up as much as you can, but still keep an eye on what you're doing. And now I take my dry one. And glue it down. Okay, we're going to do another one. So do the math. How many pages are we going to end up with? Okay, this one is glued. This one I need to turn. This one I need to take. And we want to end up with 20 pages. Okay, good. We started with 100. By taking and gluing every other page, now we've knocked that down to 50, right? And then we're taking out a sheet in between, and that's where I'm lost. Now, where's the math? I don't know. But I'm just going to keep track because I'll quit gluing pages together if I realize I'm not going to have enough for 20. But I think I will. I hope I do. If I don't, I'm just going to glue two together. I probably, ooh, don't do that. I probably should do the math now, but, you know, live dangerously. Now, bring this down. Now, if you have Yes Glue, that is, or I think it's called Yes Paste, that is probably even a much better way to go than this. I've never used it. I don't know, but I know for paper, it is supposed to be the bomb. So you may want to, if you have that, use that. But I'm not finding that these pages are feeling particularly wet. All right, so this seems particularly not attached. And you know, you can still go back through for little places like this with your glue stick. You know, this page came out wrinkled. I don't care. I consider it texture. Consider myself lucky. Okay, so now I'm going to take this one, turn it, this one, tear out, and this one gets the glue. So what are you working on? What's on your desk? What's making you happy? I am interested. And I'm just going now up and down instead of sideways to honestly give my arm a rest, just so that I'm using different muscles different ways. It is the day after the 4th of July. It's July 5th. Several of you have been wishing me a happy birthday, and thank you. My birthday is this month, but it hasn't happened yet. But that's why I said in that video about how I'm doing my first 3 months. Good video. Take a look at it. My first 3 months as a YouTuber. Well, I'm sorry, I'm concentrating on these papers. I don't want to forget a step. There we go. Okay, what was I talking about? Must have been a lie. I don't think it was, though. Remember, I just talked about my other channel. Not my other channel, my other video. I don't have another channel. I do, but I don't do anything on it other than look at videos. And they're usually not art related, but they are sometimes. Sometimes they're farm and animal related. Okay, so this one and this one I have to tear. And now this one I glue. And there we go. I wish I could remember what I was telling you about. It'll come to me. You guys are probably yelling it at me. I don't blame you. Just smearing it down. So, do you think you got the hang of this? I bet you do. And now, does this need to dry overnight? I don't know. It's going to depend on the adhesive you use. Certainly if you use glue stick, I would think not. But I think for me, it probably should for optimal results. Maybe not overnight, but a couple of hours to get, let's just let the glue be and let the paper kind of do its thing, because it's going to shift and, it's just been traumatized. It's going to have to settle down a little bit. Okay, so this is the one I want to use. This is the one I'm going to tear out. So I saw Journaling by Fives years ago. And when I saw it on Shannon Green, it was not new. And now I think, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure this video is about 9 years old, the original. Then about 3 years ago, she did another one. And they're both great. They really are. And she got this idea from someone else. So, that's how we all do. We all just, give it our own twist and all that. But I really don't plan to add any twists to this because it's a really good system. And what is the purpose of it? Well, how many times do we get overwhelmed? How many times do we feel like I'm never going to get a journal done? Well, with this technique, when we are done, we're going to have a done journal that you can put on your journal shelf with your other journals and just know it's done. It's done and it's going to be beautiful and it's going to be made by you. So that's one thing. If you get tied up with trying to pick a color, trying to pick a focal point, trying to pick a texture, this will help break that cycle. You are not going to have time for all that ruminating, which can equal stress. It really can. And so, this is supposed to be our joy. It's supposed to be our hobby. It's supposed to be maybe our second income that we enjoy more than we enjoy our day job. I mean, it's so many things to so many people, but it shouldn't be stress, and it shouldn't be where you're just feeling hopeless or helpless or I just can't do this. You can do this. No problem. You can. So just get yourself this composition book and just know that I am going to help walk you through. You're going to maybe watch Shannon's version and she's going to help walk you through, because we all want you to be successful, and you will be successful because there's no rules and there's no getting it wrong. Now, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, I understand this involves a timer. It does. And that just makes me so nervous. Okay, ditch the timer. However, the timer is what helps break the cycle. And to just challenge yourself that you understand this may not be my greatest work. This may not be my masterpiece journal. It is a journal. It is done. It is your work. And honestly, you're going to like it a lot better than you thought. I promise you that. Because the end results are really cool. They are. So, have I ever done it? Yep. Did I enjoy it? Yep. When was that? So many months ago. It wasn't years ago. It was months ago that I did one start to finish. If I can find it, I'll flip you through it. But anyway, let's see how many pages do we have now. Because we want 20. That one doesn't count. So we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here comes number 8. So yes, there is a timer, and you're going to be given a list of prompts, and each prompt gives you directions. And so part of getting together is we're going to be harvesting in some magazines with the idea of kind of like focal points, but it doesn't have to be. So our first step is going to be putting color on. And you can put color on any way you want. You can use markers, you can use acrylic paint, that's what I'm going to use. You can use watercolor, you can use whatever you want. Watercolor markers, watercolor pencils. It is whatever you want. And then you're going to have 15 minutes to get some color on every page. Yep. And it is fast and furious. Then the next step, I believe, is where we add stamping or stencils, which is where we're going to kind of put some texture in. And then after that, we're going to do our magazine pictures. And then there's like words and sayings. And then there's doodling. But each step is 15 minutes. And sometimes you're going to think that you're running a little short of time. And other times you're going to be done. And you're going to be looking around like, yeah, seriously, it does go that way. So I want to get 10 pages done. And then I'll do the other 10 when I am by myself. So I just turned one page. Now I'm tearing one out. So now I have, in the seam is going to be that torn piece. And then we're going to glue these two together. It does make a difference. It really does. I think it, for me, it makes the journal even just feel better in my hands. And I like the bulkiness, the crispiness, the crackle of the paper as you're working. I like that. That's why I say I honestly don't mind, some wrinkles or some bubbles or some not quite even. I don't care. I like it. It just adds to the flavor of it. Boy, I'm glad that the part I'm doing right now, which one is the gluey one? Huh. Wow. I think this one is. I just think it adds to the charm. I think it adds to the whole experience of going through the journal and feeling those pages. Now, lift this side up. And then put this down. Whoa, that's my coffee. That was almost a catastrophe. There we go. So it was 7. I think I have 8. I think I have one more to do. And then I'm sure you get the hang of it. Turn one page. Then take one out. And now we're going to glue this turned page to this page. But you can see how glue stick, I mean, if you have stock in glue stick and you want to use, go ahead. I just know I would go through so many. And again, I plan to really kind of slosh this thing up with a lot of mediums and things. more glue, whatever. So I really don't mind having it just a little bit more robust than a glue stick can provide. But do I think a glue stick is a bad idea? No, I don't. You do what you want to do. Whatever's easy for you, whatever you have on hand, whatever, everything that we do in here, I would hope is something you have on hand. Don't, other than the journal itself, the composition book. But other than that, $1.25 or whatever you spend on your composition book, I hope that's it. You've got enough stuff and you can just use what you have. Get the kids' crayons out. Get the kids' watercolors out. Whatever. Get some old rubber stamps out that you've got. Get the stamp you got that just puts the date. Fine. Just do it. All right, let's count them up. I'll try to do this fast so I'm not any more boring than I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. No, 10. Thank you. So do we have enough? I mean, we need to have, what, 3 sheets to make one. And we need 10 more. Well, I'm sure there's 30 pages here. As I said, if not, when we get towards the end, we'll just do something. But look, already, see how it's bulking it up? Isn't that cool? Can you see that? It's great. We're going to have fun. Okay, so step 1 in your preparation. Get your book, tear out every other page, and then glue together 2. There's step 1. And you want to have 20 pages. So if you come to 20, and then you're done. Okay. Step 2 of prep. You're going to need some magazine or books. So I just grabbed, this is some of my stuff that I use now. Magazines I often harvest from start to finish. But I have these books that I bought from friends of the library, garage sales. I never paid more than $1 for them, and I usually paid less. And I know that some people feel very strongly about tearing books apart, but this book was destined for the recycle bin. So I saved it from that and I'm turning it into art slowly but surely. And I've had this for years, but I'm just going to look for some interesting pictures. Like, look at this guy who's got his head through a boat, but he's really close to here. So I'm not sure I can get him out. I can try. This is a heavier paper. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. Ooh, I say that and then it stops. Okay, so there's one. And I'm not necessarily going to find 20 pictures, but because I also might just find some textures that I can use in the background. You know, think collage style. So I might find some pictures that are not the focal point, but that are just kind of incorporated in the color. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. There's a fun guy. He's skiing. Oh, look at this cowboy. Oh, yes. I want him. And I like to tear gently because I don't like to stretch the paper. If you stretch the paper, you will never unstretch it. I think, did I pull 2? No, I pulled another one on a different day. But look at that cowboy. Yay. Okay, got 2. So these are the kinds of things, but see, like this, I'm not picturing using something like this in my journal, but I do picture using something like this at some point in a collage or in a card, like a journaling card somewhere. But those can make some just fantastic textures. So many of the pictures in this book, I remember it. They cut across and they can be hard to use. Look at that. I think that's a century plant. It only blooms once every 10 years. Isn't she looking fun? Let's take her. I'm in the mood to relax, right? Yeah. Give it a little tear. And there she is. 3. Oh my. Okay. That's a pretty waterfall. I guess what I'm looking for is kind of people doing something, people in some action, because I think that's, you know, handier. Okay, look at this guy. He's rowing in half a boat. Why would you do that? Maybe to get it home so that you can repair it or scavenge parts from it. But I'm saving that. I like this couple, but not for this one. Maps are a cool background, really cool background. Okay, enough of this book. What else have I got? Okay, this is one that I got friends from the library, and this is not even in English, but it's apparently a famous artist. Look at him. But it's none of this is in English, and I can't read it, but look. I got this for inspiration. And look. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, okay. I'm going to take scissors and I'm going to cut this out. I love it, and I think it's going to look really good in my journaling by 5s. There. I like that. But you know, when you have these library book sales and things, go for it. And you know, I look at this for inspiration, but I don't mind cutting it out and using it because I'm spreading this man's art more. I am. And I'm not doing it because I think it's not worth keeping. I think it's worth keeping even longer. These are 2 people. He's got a newspaper. There's a person, there's a person, and here's a traffic light. I can't read what it is. But I kind of like it. I kind of like it a lot. But it's awfully big. You got to keep size in mind when you're doing your journaling by 5. So I'm going to skip that one. And we'll see if we can find just another 1 or 2, maybe from here, maybe not. Yeah, we'll go and let's get something else. Okay, this came in the mail. AARP. I already lost the cover. Don't know what I did with it. But I just thought I might be able to. And I'm also looking for words, but those first 2 books didn't really have any words. But just looking. The New Truth About Aging. No, thank you. I don't need a walk-in shower yet. The Pursuit of Happiness. Okay, I like those words, don't you? This is for my journaling by 5s. A purse that looks like a library. Do you have enough life insurance? Yes. She looks happy. I like her. She looks really happy. I wish her other arm was in there. Maybe I can still use her. I love her glasses. I love her vibe. I love her leopard belt. Yep, I like her. She's fun. She's down here too. She must be a part of AARP. Jitterbug. I didn't know they still made those phones. Why to keep working after retirement? How about to keep your sanity? The Cops on the Beat. Nah. Back pain. Nah. Are the stairs becoming too much for... No. Not yet. Oh dear. Life alert. Oh, the Ukraine. Oh, God bless you in the Ukraine. I hope you're okay. Stay safe. Amen. What else has got in here? Okay, well, I think you kind of got the idea. Look for words. You're going to need, at one point, we're going to be adding text. You can write it in, you can do whatever you want, but having some words will help. Here's another magazine that I'm going to go through and look for some focal points. And like, here's another book that I got just because of its cool pictures. So, I hope this is giving you a good start on your journaling by fives. This is going to be multiple videos and I will try to link them together. I probably will not be putting them all in at the same time because we all need to get started and we all need dry time. So, please, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you in my next video, Journaling by Fives.